Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your daily divine messages from Spirit and Happy New Year. It is our first daily divine message from Spirit, our weekend wisdom of 2026, our year of tens, which is also reduces down to one, our year of completion and beginnings all at the same time. I feel like this year there's going to be a dismantling, which is a word that's coming through in my spirit's eye. And the reason why the dismantling word is coming through is it feels like last year was the shedding, like this of the snake, right? Of the year of 9, of coming into this completion of this past 9 years cycle. And now we're at the end and the beginning. It's almost like a void, the void point of the ending and the beginning. So this year, there might be this space of things crumbling and growing at the same time, like this ordered chaos that is moving in its own divine intelligence beyond what we can see before we might be able to see something differently, see something and feel differently about it, or feel something about something, and yet the circumstances around you are different. And that could be because you're sensing the change. It could be because you're activating a higher frequency, and it's activating a I'm like seeing like antennas, and the word language, it's like its own language, um and these antennas that are broadcasting to a certain frequency. And that is very specific, and it's very, very imaginative. That's a very third eye picture that I'm seeing, vision that I'm seeing. So you may be able to pick up on that. It may resonate with you, it may not, and that's okay. But I have something over here. I'm sure you see this over here. These are some energy, some cards that had come out from a question that I was asking right before I came live. And it might resonate with someone. It is a specific energy, but I think that this is kind of a collective answer from spirit that may help us as we enter into this new year. Because yesterday, some of the cards are from yesterday that are familiar from the 21-day soul cleansing journey that I completed yesterday. That was our 9th annual soul cleansing journey, which lined up perfectly with the 9-year cycle that we also completed. And if you hear any background noise or voices, that's our divine alchemy, divine light alchemy meditation. I'm going to go ahead and pause it because it'll turn to commercial. So I do see that as a message to when recognizing an upcoming, kind of almost an upcoming distraction, like maybe this year or this weekend. I mean, let's focus on this weekend. I know that when we move into a new year, we get so excited and we want to think about the whole year. But how do you eat an elephant? You take one bite at a time. So we're taking one bite at a time this year and this weekend. So what I'm hearing with that, um, that little message there, tying back to this reading for this message for the weekend wisdom, is that you may be noticing and preparing for upcoming um, distractions. Like, we're at the beginning of the year. Of course, we're going to, we don't know what kind of distractions are going to occur, but there will be, right? Or we know that there's going to be things coming to an end, like we were speaking also about the 10 and the 1. Beginnings happening at simultaneously as endings occur. And that might jolt our nervous system because we're perhaps, and I'm seeing this over here, and I'll get into the sound bowl healing, but I do see this as two ways that this year can go, but also seeing it as how life has been leading up until now and how this year will unfold itself if we open our hearts, as we allow our wounded hearts to heal. Because yes, like we said last year, 2025 was the year of shedding everything that was not able to come into this year, but shedding everything that was falsely aligned with our true authentic self. Even if that meant things we cared about, even if that meant things that we were attached to, even if that meant things we were identified with. Even if that meant people we loved that we had to say goodbye to. Not because we didn't love them. Not because it didn't matter. But because this journey has been one of heartbreak in many in ways. Doesn't mean there hasn't been beauty, but right now, the answer is to show that there is another way. That was the question that was on my heart as these cards revealed themselves before I came live here for this Daily Divine. It wasn't particularly for this Daily Divine reading, but Spirit did put it on my heart that and grant me permission to share this energy because it is specific. It might be a resonating energy that you're holding. It may not, and that's okay, but generally speaking, for this weekend wisdom, Spirit is speaking to my heart, to the question that I asked, and maybe you've asked this question too. What do you want me to do? Right? What do you want me to do with this situation? And what I heard with the cards, the way that it came over, the way that you see how these are two different artists. This is two different decks. This comes from the Astro Matrix Tarot deck, which is the deck I use for the Divine Masculine energy. And when I was pulling the cards the deck that I usually pull, which is the Akashic Star Child Tarot for Spirit, these cards came out too, because they were stacked on top, and the Ten of Pentacles came out. So this is definitely Divine Masculine energy. And that can be the masculine energy within yourself and the masculine energy within the collective that is awakening, merging. This is beautiful energy. The Ten of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups is a beautiful fold, especially with the Four of Wands and the Nine of Crystals. So what I heard Spirit say in that response to the question, what do you want me to do in this situation? I heard Spirit say, I want you to show them. I want you to help show them that there is a such thing as that they are worthy of a happily ever after. And this can be to a specific, but it wasn't to a specific, it's to a specific container, not a specific person. If you're listening to this, and if it's not necessarily speaking to you in a specific person, a specific container, but we have this energy that says, yes, you have dealt with many a heartbreak, karmic cycles, karmic heartbreaks, third party ties, third party addictions, corruptions, I just heard accusations, false identifications. This could be third party actual people, third party energy, third party past conditions. Again, going back to those addictions. Family. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups are family. Generations. But this is also energy of generational wealth, generational abundance, generational happiness, that wish fulfillment, that happily ever after, that whole, I'm hearing wholesome beauty that our hearts desire, right? That alignment with that. What is that for you? Frequency. It's love. Yes, this is in the physical and in the emotional, spiritual, everything. But it's also indicating the merging, the merging of it within yourself as well. That inner fulfillment, that internal love and self acceptance and validation and love. And I keep looking at the clock, and I saw it at 2:21, and now it's 2:22 on the clock. That is alignment, merging with your authentic, aligned, divine, highest wish fulfillment, soul's purpose, heart's healthiest. And that might be hard if you have been closed off, cautious, even a little bit greedy. It feels maybe selfish because you've been pinching your pennies or feeling scarce, feeling untrustworthy, feeling unsure, uncertain of if you can trust this divine cup of love, this abundance, this, if you can trust that your wishes can come true, if you can trust that you're worthy of everything that your heart and soul desires, that agreed to. But when we have been looking for our ships to come, when we have been waiting for our prayers to be answered, when we have been fighting, battered, broken, and bruised, this wounded warrior, looking out for your ships to return, if you've been waiting, and you feel like it hasn't been enough, or the hurt hasn't gone away, they haven't come back, they're not coming back. My prayers were not heard. You might be feeling that way on this first Friday of 2026, or maybe you felt that way last year, but that's why I feel like this is why Spirit wanted me to share this with you, because Spirit wanted me answered and said, show them that they are worthy of everything that they dream of, that their heart calls for, wishes for, that their soul pushes them towards. Show them that despite the swords, no matter how many have been gouged in that heart of yours, this year, show them that they can still, that the best is yet to come, is what I'm hearing. Show them that the best is yet to come. This is generational. This is shifting. This is saying, you know what, we don't have to live like this anymore. This is saying, you know what, enough is enough. Maybe it hasn't been enough in the past. Maybe it's time to tap into the abundance that is within me and make a change. I'm hearing Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson right now. I'm gonna make a change. Spirit's like, sing it, girl, sing it, sis. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna I'm hearing those words, the lyrics are coming to me, and it's bringing tears to my eyes though, so. But that's what I'm hearing though. I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. And maybe that's what this is entailing. It's gonna feel real good. It's gonna make a difference. Right? Show them that another life can be experienced. Show them that another way of loving and living can be experienced. That you don't have to scrape your pennies. You don't have to close your heart off to the divine blessings because of what has failed you in the past. because of what you have fought for and waited for. But I'm also hearing that just because you have continued to wait and they haven't come yet, that doesn't mean it hasn't and isn't coming, right? The best is yet to come. So though you continue to wait, trust, believe, surrender that what it is that you're calling in is coming in. But the more that we close our hearts off and doubt that this cup of love is real, that this opportunity, that this blessing is real, that it's possible, that we deserve it, that we can, if we want it too much, then it won't happen. So we try to want it less. But then that doubt starts to sink in, thinking maybe we don't deserve it, maybe we can't have it, maybe it's just going to be like last time again. But we're merging Four of Wands. We're merging with our highest self, our highest timeline, our highest heart. We have the full moon. I can't decide if I want to do Moonology or Lemuria. I'm going to do our sound bowl a little bit, I think, too. So I think before I go into the cards, that's what I'm going to do, is take this pause to sit with this energy of these cards. And if there's anything else that we might want to feel that Spirit is saying, because we do have this full moon in Cancer tomorrow at the time of this reading, so we're in those pre-shadow portals and just in any hour now, if we're not already, the moon is in Cancer, and Cancer is very emotional. Cancer is very the maternal, water, family, home. So let's tap into that heart chakra. That Cancer also rules over the 4th house, which is that heart chakra. So if you'd like, we will tune into the sound bowl of the heart chakra. You can place your hand on your heart and close your eyes. You can take a deep breath. I'm hearing you can only lead a horse to the water, right? You can't make them drink. You can show people the light, but you can't walk them into it. You can be a loving guide post, a reminder, a mirror, a reflector of love to people. But you are not responsible for their healing, for their happiness. You are not the source of their love. We are reflections, mirrors of each other. And so when we feel love with another, from another, for another, it is the essence of the love that we are that is igniting within us, reconnecting within us, reminding us a familiar place of who we once were. And I'm not talking about in a certain decade in your life or season in your life or relationship in your life, but I'm talking about like who you once were before you even moved into this body. because who that once was is who is now, still in this body, in that body that holds all of who you are. And our bodies can only hold so much of who we are. Especially because these bodies, these human bodies, are also filled with human hormones and human emotions. And that can make it even more distracting. To stay in alignment with that source, compacted in this little itty bitty human body. That's why we connect with source. That's why we continue to try to stay connected, plugged in to the energy of source, of divine, through our energy centers, our heart center, our sacral center, our crown center, all of our chakra centers. Because the life force energy channels through us. That's why Spirit is so sure that the best is yet to come. That you are worthy of everything that you desire, that everything that you are curious and craving and desiring and wishing for and calling out for and calling into and waiting for and praying for, building for. That's why it is so special and specific for you. Because it is intended for you. Your happily ever after is intended for you. And it's not to look like anyone else's or need anyone else's approval before you go reach it. And maybe it feels like it's not possible because of the human distractions of this experience. Energy, I just heard energy attacks, distractions, fears, these false expectations, false everything's always appearing real, right? Like the belief that we're not enough, the pain and the trauma and the bullshit that we go through in this human experience that breaks us away from that core life force energy of divine love that we are. So we're here on this second day of January to reconnect, to take the next step, even if it's the smallest step, whatever step that might be, even if it's just to be reminded that what we have been through is not to be ignored, but to remember that what's to come is really where you want to focus your energy on. And to trust that you are in the midst of something great. You are dissolving and building at the same time. So you may not see all these Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Crystals. You may not see this merging happening, but it's because it's merging. Let the dust settle. I'm seeing the Six of Swords in my mind's eye. But you are shifting. You are allowed. This year is a brand new cycle, a brand new opportunity for you to create the generational abundance and the experiences for yourself and your family and your future that you have always desired and intended and dreamt of. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is the first day of the rest of your life. Start with this weekend. Yesterday was that 111 portal. The path wide open for us to move forward, to keep moving forward, to keep taking those next steps to breaking generational cycles of poverty and heartbreak and betrayal, and moving into generations of abundance and delicious divine love and interdependence and inner determination, self-assurance, family assurance, emotional assurance. Your happily ever after is not a fairy tale, and it's not fair for people to tell you that it's not possible just because they don't see it. Just because it might be hard and it might be a treacherous journey. It might have already been a treacherous journey, and you might have been waiting for it for a long time, and you may have gone through a lot of heartache to move and to be here and to continue to fight for love, fight for your birthright, which is abundance and beauty and pleasure and blessings. Spirit is saying, don't push me away. Don't block your blessings this year. Allow yourself to receive the abundance that wants to come in for you without guilt, without remorse, without shame. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. Wow, that was a lot. That was beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. So this is a beautiful long weekend assurance reading. Let's see what our Moonology cards will say, and we'll close out. Be bold, make the first move on this bottom of the deck. With the fiery climax approaches for this weekend, and it's time to show the world the real you. Full moon in Aries, full moon in Aquarius. A fiery climax approaches this weekend. So be bold, make the first move, show the world the real you. and have loving compassion for yourself through it all. This is the year to show the world the real you. This is the weekend to be bold and make that first move. Whatever that next step is, whatever it is, do it with loving compassion. Going through a great evolution. DNA's upgrading on a cellular, spiritual, and energetic level. Everything is unfolding. Everything is creating as it should. Trust. Believe. Surrender. I hope this helps. Thank you for tuning in with me. I hope that the audio is okay. My YouTube Live's audio has been giving a lot of really strange feedback. So if it's still happening, I apologize. And if you were able to bear through it and it was a message that still hit your soul, I'm glad. Thank you. My throat's trying to close off now, so I'm going to go ahead and say that is time for me to close out myself. And have a blessed new year. May we all move into this new year and take this new year and this fresh slate with the biggest open heart, and keep moving in faith and hope and trust that everything's going to be all right. Irony and be in faith. Everything's going to be all right in good faith. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's to come. I know that there's so much that I don't know that can cause a lot of weariness, and especially at the top of the year, there is also that bit of anxiety of not knowing. But keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep surrendering. Keep taking those steps. Keep showing up authentically, compassionately, lovingly, boldly. Because your happiness, your abundance, your fairy tale, your happily ever after, your desires, your dreams, your purpose, your mission, everything is on its way. It's here. It's ready for you. It's merging. It's merging. It's merging. I love you. Happy New Year. And until next time, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.